Welcome, everyone. In this module, we're diving into something that's absolutely critical for all of us: how we can actively prevent harassment and, more importantly, build a workplace where respect is just part of our DNA.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the big picture, the culture connection. Then we'll look at how leadership sets the tone, the ground rules we all follow, the kind of training that actually works, and finally, the role that each and every one of us plays in this. We'll wrap up with a quick knowledge check. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, first up, the culture connection. You know, you hear that word culture thrown around a lot. But when it comes to preventing harassment, it's not just a buzzword. It's everything. It's the starting point.
So let's really think about this for a second. What does a respectful workplace actually look like and feel like? It's easy to think, oh, it's a place where there are no problems. But it's so much more than that. It's not just about what's not there. It's about what is there. It's about having these positive core values that genuinely guide how we treat each other day in and day out.
And I love this quote from Brittany Forsyth at Shopify because it just hits the nail on the head. A truly great culture, it's not some mission statement you hang on the wall and forget about. It's something that's so deep in our bones, so essential to how we operate, that we don't even have to think about it. It's just the way we do things.
And we have to talk about the flip side, right? Because the alternative, well, it's pretty awful. When a culture lets harassment slide, it's like a slow poison. It just eats away at the organization from the inside. Researchers even have a term for it: sexual harassment fatigue. Imagine being exposed to that kind of environment over and over again. You'd feel helpless, maybe angry, or maybe just shut down, numb. And that right there is a massive red flag. That's a culture in deep trouble. Okay, so that leads us to a really, really important point. A positive, respectful culture. It's not like a wildflower that just springs up on its own. No, it's more like a garden. It has to be intentionally planned, planted, and cared for. And that work, that design, it starts at the very top.
And look, this isn't just a nice idea. The EEOC's own task force on this issue, plus tons of workplace safety experts, they all say the exact same thing. Leadership has the single biggest impact, period. They're the ones who set the standard for what's okay and what's not. They hold people accountable, put real resources behind prevention, and you know what? They have to show up and participate themselves. It's absolutely not optional.
And hey, this isn't just about the C-suite. If you are a supervisor, a manager, a team lead, listen up. To your team, you are the company. What you do, and just as importantly what you don't do, that's what tells them what this company really values. Your actions or your silence speak volumes.
And one of the biggest tests for any leader is avoiding something called superstar bias. You know what I'm talking about. It's when you have a high flyer, someone who's amazing at their job, but their behavior is not so great. And there's this temptation to look the other way. We can't do that. It is one of the fastest ways to kill morale and trust. It sends a terrible message that says, yeah, we have rules, but they only apply to some of you.
Okay, so leadership has set the tone. Great. What's next? Well, now we need the actual structure to hold it all up. Think of it like a building. You need a solid framework. And for us, that framework is built on two things: super clear policies and really open communication.
And a huge piece of that is having a complaint process that people actually trust. I mean, if you don't feel safe speaking up, what's the point? So for a process to work, it has to have these key ingredients. It's got to be confidential, has to be prompt, the investigation has to be fair and impartial, and you need to be kept in the loop. It's not a black box.
And here's something we all need to remember. Our workplace isn't just this physical building. The ground rules for respect, they travel with us. They apply to that email you're about to send, that Slack channel, your social media, and yes, even at the company picnic or the holiday party. The standard of conduct doesn't change just because the location does.
All right, so we've got the leadership commitment and we've got the clear policies. That's the what. But now we need to talk about the how. How do we make sure everybody, and I mean everybody, gets it? The answer is training. But not just any training. We're talking about modern, effective training that actually makes a difference.
Come on, let's be real for a second. We've all been there, right? Stuck in a room watching some cheesy, outdated video that feels totally disconnected from reality. That's old school training. It's all about checking a box and avoiding lawsuits. And guess what? Studies showed that stuff can actually do more harm than good. The new way of thinking is a total 180. It's about building a respectful culture, assuming people want to do the right thing, and giving everyone the tools to be part of the solution.
And the real game changer here is something called bystander intervention. It's a really powerful idea. Instead of seeing people as just potential victims or harassers, it reframes all of us as potential allies. It's about giving us the skills to spot when something's not right and the tools to step in and help safely.
And this quote from Justice Sonia Sotomayor really gets to the heart of it. There are no bystanders in life. It's so true. We're all in this together. We're part of a community here at work, and that means we all have a role to play in looking out for each other and keeping this place safe and respectful for everyone.
Which brings us to probably the most important takeaway of this whole module. Preventing harassment, it's not just an HR thing. It's not just a manager thing. Building a great workplace is on all of us. It is a shared responsibility, plain and simple.
So what does that actually mean for you day to day? Well, here's your checklist. It means you know our policies and you follow them. It means you don't engage in inappropriate conduct, even if you think it's just a joke. It means you speak up if something makes you uncomfortable. You support your coworkers. You report things that violate our policies. And this last one is huge. You never retaliate against someone for speaking up. That's the deal. That's our commitment to each other.
Okay, let's switch gears and do a quick knowledge check to make sure these key ideas really stick.
First question for you. What is the single biggest impact when it comes to preventing harassment?
You got it. It's the organizational culture. A culture of respect, starting from the very top, is the most powerful tool we have.
All right, next one. True or false? Our anti-harassment policies only cover what happens in the office during work hours.
That is definitely false. Remember, the policies apply everywhere work happens. Emails, social media, off-site events, you name it.
Okay, question 3. What's the main goal of bystander intervention training?
Exactly. It's all about empowerment. It's about giving everyone the tools to be an ally and to help create a safe culture, not about pointing fingers.
Next up, true or false, an effective complaint process should always make you report an issue to your direct supervisor first.
That's a big false. A good, reliable system must give you multiple ways to report an issue, because going to your direct boss isn't always possible or appropriate.
And for our last question, who is ultimately responsible for preventing workplace harassment?
Yes, it's everyone. Leadership absolutely has to set the tone, but at the end of the day, every single one of us has a part to play. So, that brings us to the end. And really, it leaves us with one final question that's for you to think about. Now that you have these tools, how are you personally going to contribute to our culture of respect? I really want to thank you for your time and your attention on this. It's by working together on this that we make sure this is a great, safe, and positive place to work for all of us.